Hi, I'm Becky, and I'm a homesteader. I left the rat race and built my own log cabin because I wanted to enjoy a simple life. Homesteading is being as self-sufficient as your present situation allows, such as growing your own food, making some of the things you need, building your own home, and trying to live in harmony with nature. Now, I'm going to show you how you can do it with my show. In every episode, I show you how to escape from the consumer rat race. I give you encouragement, ideas, how-tos, and what not to do's, so you can live your homesteading lifestyle too. Welcome to Becky's Homestead. Hi, I'm Becky. Welcome to the Homestead. In this episode, I'll be giving you a progress tour of the cabin, reading some of your letters, and showing you around the spring garden. Let's get started. A lot of people have been asking how long it takes to build a log cabin. Today, I'm going to give you a progress tour of my cabin. It's a small cabin, and we've been building the cabin for 3 years. So we're out here on the porch, which is a nice big porch. It's 8 by 20. I do have it covered. And I'm not able to enjoy it the way I will in the future because when you're building your own cabin, we have found that it's easier to keep it as clean as possible inside. You want to get rid of as much as you can and basically live with the bare minimums so you can have room to build. Because it does take room for all your tools and supplies and stuff. So behind me here is a lot of our personal stuff, our furniture and a few things that we just have to store out here for now. Let's go inside and I'll point out a few things. Okay, here we are in the living room. Now, as you can see, the living room is pretty empty because you do need to keep your house as empty as possible while you're building. You need room to build. So you have to get used to living with your sofa covered so it doesn't get dirty and dusty. Another thing I want to talk about, which is really nice about a log cabin that I just love because I'm not a professional builder, is once the logs are up, you don't have to insulate the walls. Now the ceiling is a different story, but you don't have to insulate the walls. You don't have to sheetrock. You don't have to paint. On the exterior of the house, you don't have to put up any kind of siding. So it really saves a lot of steps and makes the building of your log cabin easier. I do recommend people to build small, go small, because there is a lot involved in building a house. Up above, you can see we're not living with a ceiling. We have a roof, but no ceiling, because we are working on the electrical and you have to leave it open to run all the wires and put in all your lights in the ceiling. The electrical plugs go in the baseboard. And I'd like to just show you this down here. I've already done the baseboard. You have to cut a hole in the baseboard to put the plug and install that. And then they've cleverly made the first log flat on the inside. So all your wiring runs along that flat log. And then when you put your baseboard in place, it covers it. So that's how the electrical works in a round log cabin like ours. I'm going to bring you over here to the hallway and show you some of the doors I made. And I just love my homemade doors. My cabin didn't come with interior doors, so I had to make those myself. And what I did is I tried to make a door that I have in my memory from my childhood growing up in New England, where there's a lot of old houses. And that's called a batten door. What you do is you put a lot of boards together to get the width you need, and then you just simply nail the battens on the back that hold them together. It's a very, very simple design. Some people will do tongue and groove in between each board so there's no crack in the door. I didn't want to spend the time doing that because I don't care if there's cracks in the door because I live in my nice little rustic cabin. And just to have some fun, I did find this one board that has the perfect little peephole that was already in there. It was a knot, so I positioned that to the right spot. One thing you have to contend with when you're living in your cabin and building it at the same time is your clothes. It's like you need clean clothes, but you don't know where to store them, where to hang them, what to put them. So what I've done is I made a makeshift closet bar, and I did hang it in the middle of this. It's going to be a closet, and it is a big walk-in closet, But for now, I just have it hanging from the rafters, and it serves a good purpose. At least the clothes are up and out of the way and they're organized. But it doesn't look beautiful. So in the future, it'll be all organized and nice. Building your own house takes time. Don't rush. Try to enjoy the journey. The benefits are that you get so much satisfaction and the quality of your life goes up. It's fun to build your own house, and I would recommend it to everybody. It's springtime. Let's talk about the garden. Here we are in my little circle garden. I want to point out some of the things that I've gotten accomplished since I last talked about my little circle garden. I did finish the walkway here through the middle, and I finally did pour the big center circle that I'm going to have my chair and my little table to sit at. I've also had to put chicken wire around the whole circle because my naughty chickens think the garden belongs to them. So in order to keep them out, I had to build 2 little gates and put the chicken wire around the outside of the garden. It's March, so these things that I have planted would be too late in the year to plant them now. So I just want to show you I have onions, which are going to be really good when I'm cooking, turnips, and over here I have my potato mounds. I'm so happy with my progress because I've never grown any of these things before, and they're all doing really well. And I'm going to try to stagger my garden. Instead of planting 10 tomato plants, I'm going to try to plant 3, and then 3 weeks later plant 3 more, and see if I can extend my growing season, and that way we'll have fresh fruits and vegetables longer through the summer instead of a big boom when they all become ripe at once. Your garden doesn't have to be enormous to grow some fresh vegetables for your family. As you can see, my garden's not that big, and it is going to supply quite a few fresh vegetables for us. So I would encourage everybody to get out there and get your hands in the dirt. Now I'm going to read some of your letters, and at the end I also have a book to recommend. I asked to hear about some other people's homesteads in my newsletter, and these are some of them I have received. This is from Sherry. My husband and I began to become disillusioned with the hectic pace to earn, to spend, just to spend about 10 years ago, and started talking about moving to a simpler life. We had debt and kids in high school, so we knew it would take a while, but we started planning. We ended up buying 21 remote acres in Montana, and we love it. We didn't get to go there very often as we live in Washington, but we kept making payments on the land and planning. My husband will retire in 3 years, and our plan is to move over there permanently. We work on it every chance we get and have great plans for after we move. We really look forward to it. Well, Sherry, it sounds like you have a good thing going there. Keep up the good work, and I hope you have great success. Next, I'm going to read a letter from Jeremy, and he asks, what would you suggest for someone who longs for a self-sufficient life, but who will more than likely stay in a city? Well, Jeremy, you can still be a homesteader even if you live in the city, because homesteading is a lifestyle, not a location. I have just finished reading the book In Defense of Food by Michael Pollan. I would recommend this book to every homesteader. It will really encourage you to grow your own garden and raise as much of your own food as possible. I already had that goal for myself when I became a homesteader. That was my goal, is to raise as much of my own food as possible. This book really starts you off on the right track. So please read this book. I'm sure you're going to love it. Well, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Happy homesteading. Bye-bye. Well, Jeremy, you can still be a lifestyle if you're a homesteader in the city campus.